morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I got another review for you today of another neat new quadcopter. This is the RC leading RC126 Hexacopter, as you can see. Another new product from RC Leading. They're a new player in the field, and they've been putting out a lot of quadcopters recently. Some of them are pretty darn cool. This one, again, is a Hexacopter. 3.7 volt, 800 milliampere hour battery. This one does not come with a camera, although it seems to have provisions for implementing a camera. And in fact, it looks like X5C would fit directly onto this, an X5C camera. But I've already tried this already, and the plug seems to be rewired or wired differently than the X5C. I could not get the camera to work. It would just come on with a red light when I would plug it in. But other than that, again, it's a Hexacopter, 6 blades, or 6 motors, 3 blades, tri-blades on each one of the motors. Hopefully they'll give it a little more lift, lifting power with these 6 motors at the same time here. Other things it has headless mode, 1 key return, which you activate by pressing into headless mode by pressing into the throttle and yaw stick, and 1 key return by activating by pressing into the pitch roll stick. And you can set beginner, intermediate, and expert rates by pressing down on what would be the throttle trim button. And you can turn off the quadcopter's lights by pressing up on the light button. Other than that, again, it's a basic Hexacopter. And what I want to do today is demonstrate its flight capability. And also we'll play around with the headless mode and 1 key return. It has this being advertised, they're advertising it as a new kind of headless mode. I don't know what that means, other than maybe it sets itself whatever direction it's pointed while in flight will be the headless mode bearing. We're going to find out what that is today. So let's go for a flight. I'm turning it on. It does have an on-off switch on the top there. And for this takeoff, I will point it in the direction of Owens Peak in the distance there, and we'll see if that remembers that as the headless mode bearing. Binding the quadcopter up and down. By the way, I did a power off test. Let me demonstrate that. 1001, 1002, 1003. It will drop within 3 seconds after losing reception from the transmitter. Another thing I wanted to mention, this weighs only 142 grams, thus it's exempt from FAA registration. You don't have to worry about the FAA with this one. You got plenty of slop there to play with. Let me enter headless mode. And pressing down, maybe this doesn't have headless mode. That did not seem to activate headless mode. How about this button? Nope. So maybe this does not have headless mode. Let me press the right stick. There's 1 key return. It has that. And it does remember which direction it's pointed at. Maybe that's... Watch this, folks. Let me bring it in closer. Let me go to higher rate. I'm going to press 1 key return. Again, let's point it off in this direction. 1 key return and it flies backwards. Point it in that direction. 1 key return and it flies backwards toward me. So whatever direction it's pointed in, when you press that 1 key return, it's going to fly backwards. Now, why isn't it entering headless mode? I don't know. Oh, there we go. It's in headless mode now. It wasn't working before. But it seems to remember what direction it's pointed at for the headless mode. Okay, let me demonstrate that again. Coming out of headless mode. Okay, let's point it in that direction now. Okay, the white blades are pointed in that direction, activating headless mode. And see, it remembers that now as the new headless mode direction. So whatever direction the quadcopter was pointed when you pressed the headless mode button, that will be the headless mode direction, and that will probably be the 1 key return direction too. Let's try that out. See, it's coming back toward me. It was remembering that as the headless mode direction. Okay, let's come out of headless mode now. That's enough of headless mode. Try the flipping. Flip. You gotta hold the flip button down to make it flip, folks. A little bit heavy for flipping though. Try the left flip. Right flip. Forward flip. Back flip. Okay, beginner's rate, intermediate, expert. Expert rate, let's bring it down and try some funnels. Not really a funneler. An expert rate. Let's try intermediate, or beginner's rate. Okay, there's beginner's rate. That's its yaw right there, folks. I'll bring it down a little lower. Yaw rate. Intermediate. Yaw rate. Expert. Yaw rate. Yaw rate doesn't seem to change between beginners, intermediate, or expert. It has good pitch, which means good speed, but I don't know if it has the power to maintain that altitude with that pitch for very long. Okay, back to beginner. Let's try stability. See if I can, if I can stabilize it. Okay, hands off. It is very stable, as you can see here. Relatively stable. Let's a little more throttle. Trim it up. So yeah, it's a stable flyer. Good for beginners. A good hexacopter for beginner flyers. Probably fly a lot better without those prop guards on, huh? But I fly with prop guards on now, folks, all the time for my first reviews. The reason being, I want to protect those propellers. Very stable in beginner rate, as you can see here. So, if a beginner wants a hexacopter, this is a good beginner's hexacopter. Let's see what kind of range I can get now. Let's head off and see at what range it will drop. I'm going to keep it low. And well, let's take it up a little bit faster. Intermediate rate. Take it out the bottle. Let's see where it'll drop. A little lower too. Well, I'm at about 60 meters. Yeah, I'm getting close to 100 meters, folks. I'm bringing it back. That's good. Okay, you know, it was advertising a lower range, but that was, well, there you go. Get some dropouts there. Depends what orientation it's pointed, but if it's flying away from you, you get out to 100 meters. If you're flying toward you, the range is somewhat reduced, depending on the orientation of the antenna. But boy, it's a stable flyer. This would be a good camera bird if they put a camera on it because of its stability. Let's go back to expert again. Let's go off that way. Yeah, it's good hex. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit sluggish. Maybe its battery's getting worn now. You know, it has this 800 milliampere hour battery in it. Yeah, there we go. 800 milliampere hour battery, but it has red JSD connectors. Let me pull out the battery to show you. Other batteries will likely work in this with the red JST connectors, particularly toy quadcopter style. Let me pull that out and show you and give you the dimensions on it. Okay, this is a 3.7 volt, 800 milliampere, 30C battery. It's 75 to 25, 55. That means 7.5 millimeters thickness, 25 millimeters width, and 55 millimeters length. So anything less than 25 millimeters width and 55, actually it still has a lot of slop too. You could go a little bit thicker, is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be 55 millimeters, probably go up to 60 millimeter, 7.5 millimeters thickness, probably go up to 8.0 millimeters thickness. But keep the width down below 25 millimeters because it's a little bit sluggish in the width. Oh no, there's still more room left for width too, so you could probably go up to 30s too. Okay, that's the battery, and this is again the RC leading RC126 Hexacopter. A reasonably good and stable flyer, good for beginners. Experts might get a little bit bored with it, or intermediates and experts might get a little bit bored with it, but beginners should have a lot of fun with it. It's a good quadcopter. Hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.